Hello and welcome! My name is Bryan Gomez, board game enthusiast, and today I'm not only going to show you that board games are fun, but easy to learn. To do so, I'm going to teach you the 2 to 8 player game Tsuro. So, join me at the table and let's get started. We'll begin by setting up the game. First, you'll need to lay the board out. Next, each player selects one of these tokens. For this example, I'm going to set up a 4-player game, so I won't need these 4. Setting aside the dragon tile, give the tile stack a shuffle and deal out 3 to each player. Place the remaining tiles on the table next to the dragon tile. I'll explain the importance of this piece a little later on. Next, the players select their starting positions. You'll notice around the edge of the board these tiny little notches. Players will each select one place and place their marker there. The object of Tsuro is to be the last remaining player on the board. To do this, you'll need to place tiles, create paths to navigate around the board, all while avoiding colliding with other players and being driven off the board. So, to show you how that's done, let's see how player turns go. Whoever's turn it is will place a tile directly in front of them and follow the path created on it. The player then draws from the tile stack to bring their hand back to 3. A player can never have more than 3 tiles in their hand. After that, the next player performs the same actions. Places a tile, follows the path, draws back up to 3. If a tile is ever placed that connects with multiple paths, then all affected players will move their pieces, even if it isn't that player's turn. So, to show you an example of that, say it's the blue player's turn, they place this tile, they'll move, and then this green piece will move. If you ever go to draw your hand back to 3, but there are no longer any tiles available, you instead will take this dragon tile. This means that when tiles become available again, the player holding this tile gets first pick. You're probably asking yourself, how do more tiles become available? Well, to explain that, I'll need to jump forward a little in the game. Normally, if a player is eliminated from the game, their tiles get shuffled back into the draw pile. However, if there are no tiles available, the eliminated player's hand gets shuffled and then becomes the draw pile. If a player is holding the dragon tile, they get to draw from this newly created stack first. Afterwards, the player returns the dragon tile next to the draw pile. When it comes to being eliminated in Tsuro, there are 2 ways. The first is to be driven off the board, like this. Say it's the green player's turn. They play this tile. They follow this path, and since it connects with the blue player's path, they follow it all the way to the edge of the board, thus eliminating them. The second way to be eliminated is by colliding with another player, like this. Say it's the yellow player's turn and they place this tile. They will follow this path, but since the red and black tokens are on the same path, they collide into each other, eliminating them. So, to recap, players will play tiles, move their markers, and try to either drive other players off the board or into each other. Play will continue until all but one player remains. Whoever that is the winner of Tsuro. And that's everything you need to know about Tsuro, except for one optional rule. This optional rule only affects games in which there are still 3 or more active players in play. This elimination option states that if a player should ever cause other players to be driven off the board or into each other, thus eliminating them from the game, instead of their tiles going back into the draw pile or forming a new draw pile if the pile is empty, their tiles are handed to that player that eliminated them. That player then has the option to swap out any tiles from their hand with the eliminated player's hand before returning the rest of the tiles to the draw pile. And with that being said, now you know everything there is to know about Tsuro. I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you at the game table soon.